What if I told you that entire towns across the United States are slowly dying, not from war, not from disaster, but from neglect, abandonment, and the quiet disappearance of opportunity? In 2025, the American landscape is shifting. While megacities expand and thrive, a silent crisis is spreading across rural and small-town America. People are packing up, moving out, and never looking back. The jobs are gone, the hospitals are closing, schools are vanishing, and what's left behind? Streets without cars, houses without owners, dreams without hope. This is the brutal reality of America's ghost town crisis, and in this video, we count down the top 10 U.S. states turning into ghost towns in 2025. Whether you're a local, a traveler, or just curious about what's really happening beneath the surface, stay with us till the end. You won't believe which state lands at number 1. Number 10. Nebraska might not be the first state you think of when you hear ghost town, but a closer look reveals a troubling trend. The Cornhusker State is slowly bleeding out, not from disaster, but from a steady stream of outmigration and youth flight. In towns like McCook, Beatrice, and Alliance, you'll find aging populations, shuttered businesses, and eerily quiet streets. The once bustling rural communities that fed the heart of America are now running on empty. The numbers don't lie. According to the latest census data, Nebraska has seen a decline in dozens of its counties, with rural areas losing as much as 15 to 25% of their population over the past decade. The biggest reason? Young people are leaving, and they're not coming back. When high school graduates head to Lincoln or Omaha, or out of state altogether, they often don't return. Jobs in tech, finance, or healthcare are scarce in rural Nebraska. And without opportunities, the brain drain becomes permanent. Economic stagnation. Farming towns, once the backbone of Nebraska's economy, are facing consolidation and automation. A single corporate farm can replace what used to be 10 family-owned operations. That means fewer jobs, less income, and less reason to stay. Meanwhile, small-town main streets are full of "for lease" signs. Grocery stores close down, banks merge or move, and without economic anchors, the entire community starts to unravel. Services are disappearing. A growing number of small Nebraska towns are also losing basic services, including hospitals, schools, and even law enforcement. In some counties, residents have to drive an hour or more for emergency care. Public schools are consolidating due to low enrollment, and elderly citizens are being left behind with no nearby assistance. The ghost town feel. Drive through central and western Nebraska and you'll see the signs. Boarded-up shops, silent intersections, decaying homes. Even with affordable housing, nobody wants to move in, because there's no work, no nightlife, and no future in sight. Some towns have seen their populations dip below 300. Number 9. Alaska's remote beauty can't hide the challenges that are driving people away. While cities like Anchorage still maintain stable populations, many smaller towns and villages are experiencing extreme depopulation. Places like Nome, Bethel, and Kotzebue are seeing outmigration due to high costs of living, isolation, and lack of jobs. Transportation is limited, goods are expensive, and climate change is making traditional subsistence lifestyles harder. Entire native villages are being relocated due to coastal erosion. With few job opportunities and limited infrastructure, younger generations are moving to the lower 48 for a better future. Number 8. New Mexico. New Mexico's landscapes are stunning, but life here can be tough. Towns like Gallup, Grants, and Deming are slowly emptying out. Poverty rates are among the highest in the nation, and economic development is sluggish. Many young residents leave for nearby Texas or Colorado. Healthcare access is limited, crime is rising in some areas, and education systems are underfunded. Despite its natural beauty, the state is losing its future workforce and faces an uncertain demographic future. Number 7. West Virginia. West Virginia has been struggling with decline for decades. Once fueled by a booming coal industry, the state now faces economic despair in many areas. Towns like Welch, Logan, and Bluefield have been hit hard by the collapse of coal and the exodus of industry. Opioid addiction, high unemployment, and poor infrastructure have created a perfect storm. Young people continue to leave, and birth rates are low. With shrinking populations, many rural towns are vanishing into obscurity. Number 6. Mississippi. Mississippi faces some of the highest poverty rates in the country. Rural areas like the Mississippi Delta are experiencing population freefall. Lack of health care, underperforming schools, and limited job opportunities are driving people away. Towns that once thrived on agriculture are now ghostly quiet. Many homes sit abandoned, and main streets are empty. Infrastructure decay and generational poverty make it hard for communities to bounce back. Number 5. Illinois. Illinois isn't just losing population in small towns. Even cities like Chicago are seeing people leave. But it's in rural and downstate areas like Cairo, Rockford, and East St. Louis where the ghost town effect is most visible. High taxes, failing infrastructure, crime, and corruption have driven thousands to relocate to Indiana, Texas, or Florida. Many counties are losing population every year, and services like schools and hospitals are shutting down due to budget shortfalls. Number 4. Louisiana. Coastal erosion, hurricanes, and economic instability have pushed many residents out of Louisiana. The state loses a football field of land every 100 minutes to the sea. Places like Cameron Parish and Terrebonne Parish are literally sinking. Add to that the high crime rates in urban areas like New Orleans and Baton Rouge, and you have a recipe for outmigration. Jobs are disappearing, insurance costs are skyrocketing, and people are fleeing both the coast and the cities. Number 3. North Dakota. North Dakota had an oil boom, but what goes up must come down. The Bakken oil fields once attracted thousands, but the bust left towns like Williston and Dickinson struggling. The high cost of living during the boom turned into empty apartments and closed businesses after the decline. Brutal winters, isolation, and lack of diversified jobs make retention difficult. Younger people are moving away, and towns built for booms are now eerily empty. Number 2. Wyoming. Wyoming has always been sparsely populated, but in 2025, it's facing even sharper decline. The state's economy is heavily reliant on energy and tourism, both of which are volatile. Towns like Rawlins, Rock Springs, and Evanston are losing residents due to lack of opportunity and limited services. With no major urban centers and little appeal for young professionals, Wyoming's small towns are turning into relics. Schools are consolidating, healthcare is sparse, and residents must drive hours for basic needs. Number 1. California. Yes, California. Not the glittering cities, but the rural heartland, the Central Valley, the inland mountains, and forgotten farming towns. Towns like Needles, Tulare, and Oroville are becoming ghost towns not because of natural decay, but because of economic pressure. Skyrocketing housing costs, water shortages, environmental regulations, and failing agriculture are choking small communities. Meanwhile, wildfires continue to destroy homes and drive families out. People are fleeing the chaos of rural California for other states, and the state's famous dream is now out of reach for many. Entire zip codes are losing population as fast as the Midwest. These aren't just abandoned buildings, they're signs of something much bigger. The U.S. is going through a transformation, and these ghost towns are the canaries in the coal mine. If you found this video eye-opening, hit the like button, share and subscribe it with someone who still believes every corner of America is thriving. And if you're from one of these states, tell us your story in the comments.